Yes, here we are for a Tuesday afternoon on Around the Northwest. Now, Picker Pals, I don't know if you've heard of this initiative. It's a free environmental education programme from Voice Ireland, and it's aimed at primary and special schools around the country. The main target is 6 to 9 year olds, although ages either side of that can benefit as well. The idea is to inspire young children to lead their families on litter picking in their communities. And programme manager is Gary Jones, who joins us now on the line. Gary, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, John. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's all good to talk about something like this. Schools can apply for and get a picker pack. So, and bear in mind that these are free to schools. So what's a picker pack, and what does it do?
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so you did a great job actually of describing the program there at the beginning in your intro. I'll add on to that then by telling you what's in the Picker Pack. So when a school takes part in Picker Pals, we send out to them the Picker Pack, and inside it is enough litter picking equipment for one child and their parent to go out doing litter picks. So we have good sturdy litter picking sticks in adult size and child size, high vis jackets in adult and child, and then gloves, and it's all in a little backpack that
Okay.
goes over the child's back. And then every week, what happens is the teacher picks one child in the class to bring it home, and they become the boss in the family for the weekend, where they can gently persuade their mom or their dad or whoever looks after them to go out and litter picks as many times as they want. And they're very often they're seen. We get feedback back from shopkeepers and from local tidy towns that they've seen our Picker Pals families out and about because it does be written on the back of the high vis jackets. And then after the weekend, the child brings the pack back to school and they get a moment where they can stand at the front of the class and they get to tell everybody in the class where they went, who went with them, and what they found. And the idea is that then another child will get the pack after them, and it runs in a cycle like this all year round. So even when the children aren't having their turn with the pack, they're getting very used to hearing about litter, the environment, and the fact that young kids are able to make a difference.
Yeah, it's one of these programs where we all benefit, we all win really, because the kids, it's great for their environmental awareness and for their confidence because they don't. It's not like they're given one of these or it's forced upon them. It's they put their hand up, they volunteer. If they don't want to do it, then that's fine. But they come forward and then they go out and get spend some family time, which is brilliant, and they're gathering up litter, which benefits us all.
Yes, no, you're right. The magic we've found from all the feedback we get from teachers is the real magic of the program is the fact that the children get their hands on the equipment, they get to be seen with it, and even though I'd say many families would say that the children are the bosses at home, it's the first time that a child age 6, 7, 8, 9 they have a title. We call them, they are the picker pal, they're the lead picker pal in their family.
Hmm.
And the idea behind it is that you learn in more than just one way. There's plenty to be learned from having the teacher standing at the top of the room telling the children things. But really, once you have a thing in your hand and you've been invested with that sense of authority and power, we're hoping then the idea is that it will sink into the children's minds that they can make a contribution.
Hmm.
So that's how it works. We back all that up though as well. So my history is before Picker Pals. I was a school teacher for years in Dublin. So what we do after and on top of the litter picking part is that the teachers get an email from us every month on a different environmental theme. So it could be recycling one month or biodiversity another month. And we have a whole set of lessons that they can do, but then they can also sign up. And then I appear on the screen in the classroom as a teacher for half an hour a month, teaching about the environment. On top then of all the litter picking that the kids have been doing. And we have art competitions and story competitions about the environment and little YouTube videos. So it's a whole wide ranging program. And like you said at the start, it's absolutely free. We're very lucky. Donegal County Council have been brilliant in helping us fund it, as well as the Department of the Environment.
Good.
So our big message today was really we'd love to get more Donegal schools signed up.
Okay, okay. Well, let's get that message out there loud and clear. And all the things that you mentioned there, Gary, these are sort of add-ons, if you like. It's entirely up to the teacher to embrace a few of them, or all of them, or none of them.
Absolutely. I suppose the main core of the program started and always remains as being children going out, being the boss in their family, doing litter picking. And that's
Yeah.
great. We do know schools are very, very, very busy places. So we wouldn't force anything upon the teachers that they didn't have time for. What we have done with those lessons is we've written them so they match up with the history and geography and science curriculums in primary schools. So if a teacher does choose to sign up for them, we've made it as easy as possible for them to get extra stuff done in the things that they need to be doing anyway. But as you said, no, there's no pressure on any teacher. Minimum is do the litter picking. On top of that, then nothing much else, unless you have got the time for it. And the kids, now very often we find that the kids are very enthusiastic about it, so they'd be reminding the teachers to do it.
Well, the age that it's ideally aimed at, 6 to 9, is great because you know, the very few inhibitions at that stage, and as a result, they're quite happy to, you know, get on the yellow jacket, get out there, take mum or dad with them, gather up the litter, and then come in. They're all excited about coming in. Then I presume to tell the class on the Monday or whatever about how they got on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's not the kind of thing I think we'd get away with if we tried it with secondary school, if we had 14 or 15-year-olds putting on the high vis jacket.
Yeah, they're tricky.
No, it's 6 to 9 is it's great age, as you say. It's when
Mm,
children are they're very impressionable, first of all, but they're also so positive and they're full of wonder for the whole world. And
mm,
putting them in that position of being the boss, again, it's the thing that they really like. Um, so we find it works best with them. There's also a whole set of books that come with it of these little animals. It's where the name came from, the Picker Pals. These little cartoon animals come down and they clean up the world and the kids can read about them. So the books
mm.
are best suited for children aged 6 to 9, but there's some older classes do it. And then there's some younger classes, maybe a senior infants. We wouldn't go much lower than senior infants. Teachers know though what their class will be able for. So we are open to applications from any schools. And then we look at it on a kind of a basis of how many spaces we have. But when we do it, sorry, I should say, just in case I forget, being Highland Radio in Donegal, we do all the lessons in English and in Irish as well. Now, it's my Dublin Irish with a Dublin accent, but it's
We'll get the
it's
most
just
of it. We'll
it's all
understand the
right.
most of it, Gary, I'd imagine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, given how many Gael school and Gaeltacht schools there are in Donegal, that's a key one for Donegal as well.
Okay. It doesn't happen that often anymore, but my heart sinks when I see the window in a car in front of me going down and litter going out the window, and then it sinks even further when I realise there's a child in that car. And you know, it's important that we not only enable children but educate children about litter and the damage that it causes, because they're the ones they are the true leaders. And if the message has bypassed a parent along the way, then the children will not be slow to remind them. You know, Dad, that's wrong. Can't do that, or something.
I fully agree with you. Yeah. And that's why we've pitched the program at this age group, because if like I said earlier on, you can tell a child a thing and they may hear you, but they may not really feel it. But if they've believed it and they felt it from earlier on in their lives, it's very hard to change someone's attitude about a thing if they really believe that it's not right to do a thing.
Yeah.
So our dream is a new generation of young people growing into the adults of tomorrow, all positively disposed towards the environment.
Okay.
And like I said, Donegal is a great one for us. We've had hundreds of schools, but we've had 165 classrooms have taken part in Picker Pals in Donegal, I'd say in the last 5 years. So I was doing the sums on it before we started. That's about 4,000 children all over Donegal have been in Picker Pals already, but
Okay.
it only actually adds up to 55% of the schools. And because Donegal is so big and there's so many small rural schools, we find it hard kind of to get the message out.
All right.
That's why I'm so glad to be chatting to you today.
Well, hopefully something like this will help to spread the word. And if there is a teacher or someone connected to a school listening in now, how can they sign up? Where can they get more information?
Yeah, it's very easy. And so our website, very easy to remember, pickerpalsworld.org. Pickerpalsworld.org. If you go onto that, there's a little form for schools. You just fill in the name of the school and the roll number, and we go through all of that. You can look on our social media as well, on our Picker Pals World Instagram. But really, the website's the best place to go. It's free, and really, there's nothing to stop a
It's
school doing it.
it's all good. It's all positive,
Yeah.
and it's all free. All right, Gary. Thanks so much.